I'm sure you've seen it. Once you see it, you'll know, oh, I know what that is. It's Da Vinci. There he is. Let's make it big. Let's keep it PG, put a fig leaf. Vesuvian Man. What is Da Vinci showing us in this? Archaeological exam. What's he showing us? Symmetry, proportionality. I love the fact there's a square and a circle. What he's kind of giving you the idea is if you raise your leg and raise your arm a certain amount, there's a circle, an ideal proportional circle that will touch your fingertips to your toes. And then standing vertically, his feet are on the ground in a square, and his hands out here will reach the sides of that square. I love that. I have no idea where he got these values from. But it's interesting that Da Vinci isn't the only one to put this forth. Have you ever heard, there's a number of feet, P-H-I. I'll turn this off for a second. There's a number of feet, P-H-I. A lot of frats use it in their letters. It's the Greek letter that. Have you ever heard of this before? It's called the golden ratio also. It's called the golden ratio. Why is it called the golden ratio? Anybody know?
Permanent, like extrapolates at the same level.
Oh, good. It actually, it's a neat number. It's about equal-ish. Well, it's exactly equal to 1 plus the square root of 5 over 2. You don't have to know that. I mean, if I ever need you to use that in mathematics, I'll tell it to you. It's approximately equal to about 1.58 or 1.6 or something like that. It's a ratio, which means the value of it is that to 1, 1.6 to 1. The reason it's called golden, and here's why it's called the golden ratio, is because it shows up in really cool places. Golden ratio.
You said it was 1.6 or 5%.
Oh, there it is, about 1.68. I just Googled it inadvertently, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, it's about 1.62. About 1.62. Okay, now why do we care about that? Because it shows up in interesting places. Oh, here's a cool look at it. If you look at the human face, I've never seen this one before, actually, this is kind of slick. If you look at certain lines on the human face, those certain sequential lines are in the golden ratio. So in other words, Shelley, go.
I was just, it was on Explore or something, and
Yes.
dating sites, and they were doing that. They were getting people, and everybody was looking dimensionally at the
They were
faces.
trying to figure out if certain people's faces triggered more hits on other people's faces. And
Yes.
how can we quantify this? Let's see if they fit into some kind of a normal mold. Thank you for that. This is the actual generalization of it. And this is kind of cool. I may have you guys do a quiz on this. I'm going to make it up for a couple weeks from now, I think, where you actually derive, this is called the golden spiral. And it's the actual derivation of that number 1 plus root 5 over 2. It's pretty freaking cool, actually. But it shows up in really cool places. The whorls on a sunflower actually follow basically golden ratio proportions. In the fingers, the bones of the finger right there, these guys right here, are in a golden ratio. This one here is about 1.6 times as long as this one here. This one here is about 1.6 times as long as this one right here. See what I'm getting at there? So the joints are in a golden ratio. And this is the one I want to play with right now. Here, they're showing you over here, right here. This is the one I'm going to play with in class. I have been told, and I don't know if this is correct or not, that if you measure your arm, the distance from your wrist back to your elbow is about 1.62 times the distance from your wrist out to your longest finger, which I guess is your middle finger. I call BS. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to pair off. I want you to pair off because you're going to have to measure each other. It's going to be too hard to measure yourself. Okay, grab a tape. Grab a tape. You guys measure. Get in pairs. Measure each other's elbow to wrist, and then wrist to fingers.
You want to do 3 or?
After you do that, I'll have a spreadsheet open. I want you to bring your data up to the front.
Want to do this again?